What's it like playing Game 7?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, to get that chance to play in big games, I think that's what you dream as a kid, and I think it's a really good experience for a group.
One thing this team hasn't been good at is actually winning Game 7s. You have. Have you shared that experience with them?
I mean, like we talked about a week ago, I think I'm trying to help the team out in any way I can, and I'm a positive guy, so I'm trying to be positive and trying to keep the room light and just cheer them on. So I mean, I'm gonna do that tomorrow again.
How do you reset? I mean, last year you lose those, the Oilers go on that little run. Everybody thinks the momentum's going the other way. And then you guys played almost a perfect Game 7. How did you manage to reset when there was so much negativity around?
I think, if you look throughout the playoffs, it's so many momentum swings that you go through. You're playing good for a period, and then the other team push back the next period. So it's kind of, you gotta stay in the moment and trying to stay shift by shift, and don't look too far ahead. So I think that's something that we have been good at this year. Regular season, we were kind of just chipping away every single shift, and I feel like we have been doing that for the most part of this series as well. So that's what you have to do.
Was that an example of, like last night, coming off arguably what might have been one of your worst home performances of the year, just resetting like that?
Yeah, it depends how you look at it. I feel like we have been responding after a tough game, so we did that last night, and now it comes down to one game.
Did it feel like a Game 7 yesterday? That might have been the tightest game of the whole series, like in terms of space and any chances for offense.
Like I said, I think you go through momentum that it's big in the series. Big in the games, so you're trying to just stay in the moment. Like I said, I think some bad bounces here and there, some good bounces that goes our way. So I think if you look too far ahead or look to do something different, I mean, you can't really do anything about what's in the past. So you gotta take the good and bring with you, and throw the bad out. But I think we approach every game like it's the last one. We don't look too far ahead. Like I said, trying to just go shift by shift.
So a good test of composure. I mean, you guys took the first few penalties and backs were up against the wall, but you guys were able to kind of kill that off.
Yeah, like I said, I think that's just kind of, they had the momentum for a few minutes there. We killed it off, did a really good job on the penalty kill, and kind of came back and pushed back. And that's what you have to do. It's going to be stretches in the game that the other team is, they're a good team as well, so they're going to push you, and you're going to kind of stay your ground and defend hard and try to find a way to push back.
What do you appreciate about how Craig has handled everything in the big moments during this run?
No, I think, obviously he knows what it takes. Very good coach, smart coach. And, going back to when we started this season, I think that's one thing that he really helped this group. And relying on just stay in the moment and stay focusing on what we have to do in the next shift, and I think that's something that we have been getting better at throughout the year.
Oliver Mack's a player that has been so good in elimination games throughout his career. After everything he's gone through this year, another big moment in Game 6. What have you learned about him? No,
he's unbelievable. He's great in the room. First of all, really good person. We're lucky to have him in a room, kind of calms everybody down, and we know that he's a good player, and he came up big for us last night again. So it's fun to see. It's not easy to sit out and come back in. So he's been doing a hell of a job.
Nice, obviously not 100%. How would you describe his significance to the team during this run?
No, I think he's growing for every day. I feel like he's like you guys say, he's a beast out there, and he shows that every single shift that he's out there. He's hard to play against. He's making plays, and he's touching on every single. He's killing penalties on the power play. So he's a big part of this group, and we're lucky to have him.
Scott, how excited are you for what's to come tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think it's exciting. I think we did our job here, and I think we still have a job to do, but definitely exciting. I think it's always fun. Game 7 at home in Toronto, I think it's pretty electric, so it's going to be exciting and ready to go.
What makes Game 7 special?
Well, I think every play, every shift, I think we played the same way last night. I think that was a Game 7 for us, so we have another opportunity here. So every shift, every puck battle, it's so important in these situations. So it's going to be fun, and every play matters.
What do you appreciate about how Craig has handled the big moments during this run?
Yeah, he's been awesome. I think just his demeanor, how composed he is. He trusts you, and you appreciate that as a player, and he talks to you, he lets you know where you're at. So it's been a lot of fun, and just very composed guy off the ice, and I think he's helped us a ton here.
How important was that, coming off the game in Toronto, and it was very disappointing and, very emotional, and how important was he in just saying, you know what, stay the course?
Yeah, I think it was huge. I think that's exactly what he said, is stay the course, and I think obviously didn't have our best effort in that game, and we had one job to do, and it was to win down here and force a Game 7, and we did that, and I thought we brought simplicity to our game, patience, and we found a way, and it's not going to be pretty all the time, but we found a way.
Greg talks about composure as well in that first period of last night. Florida has momentum. There's a couple of penalties. In that moment, how are you just trying to not get lost in that?
Yeah, our penalty kill did a great job. I thought our D did a great job blocking shots. Waller was great for us, and you build momentum off those situations, I think. You go down, you take a couple penalties, it can go either way, but we found a way and built momentum off it. And we didn't score right away or anything like that, but that's where the patience comes in, and you just make those simple winning hockey plays and see where it takes you, and kind of let the skill take over at that point.
Scott, what was your takeaway from Joe coming into this series and being able to put up some of the performances that he's been able to put up?
Yeah, he's been awesome, and I think the trust from the guys that I've seen has been pretty incredible. And I think I said it earlier, since I came, it was kind of back and forth between him and Stoli, and Waller was great for us. So we have the utmost respect and faith in him, and he's done a great job for us, and he's going to need to continue to be big for us, and it was awesome to see, though.
Matthew Knies a little banged up yesterday. Just how would you describe the significance and what he's meant to the team during this run?
Yeah, he's a big body, he plays hard, and complements those two guys really well. So haven't talked to him or seen him this morning, but finished the game and looked pretty good and did a good job. So we'll see what happens.
Any fan moments as a Game 7 fan moments as a Leaf fan growing up that you look on?
I don't know. You're putting me on the spot here. I know.
I'm just curious. You had one.
I'll go watch it. I'll let you know.
Okay. Greg, what can you tell us about Matthew Knies, how he's feeling today, and his outlook moving forward here?
I haven't seen him today, so I don't have an update for you right now. I will today, though, at some point for sure. How he's doing, and how we got to proceed going forward here with him.
What's he meant to the team during this run?
Yeah, he's he touches every part of the game, that's for sure, and scored some big goals for us. He's been a very good player in the playoffs here throughout the season. putting in big goals for us around the net, being that net front presence, being physical, penalty killing. I mean, like I said, he's a very important piece.
What's your message to the team over the next 24 hours or so?
Relax. Get rested. Got to get rest, you know. Get rest and, you know, focus on what we focused on in Game 6, really. I mean, you know, the way we played the game. I talked about, you know, the skating, the being aggressive, you know, managing the puck, playing simple. That's really what you got to do, too, in Game 7. I mean, you can't, I don't think, you know, a whole lot needs to change. You got to be determined, you got to be desperate, and you're going to have urgency.
No showing them the Game 7 final in 2019?
No, we're not going to go back there.
You talked yesterday about the anticipation of the day of a Game 7. What's the day before like in terms of, you know, the adrenaline of coming off a Game 6?
Yeah, I think, you know, today, like we stayed overnight here and at least can relax for a while and rest. And then, you know, we fly home. I think it's just kind of getting away from it for a bit here and relaxing and getting some rest. That's really important because we're going to need the energy, you know, in Game 7. Like, so rest is really crucial right now.
What do you like about coaching in a Game 7? What's it like for you?
Well, a lot like last night's game. You know, like I mean, you wait around for it all day, which is a little bit painful. But once it gets going, you know, it's great. I mean, it's just you're in the moment. There's a lot of emotion going on in the game, a lot of intensity, and it's, you know, as the head coach, it's important to stay calm and keep your players, you know, directed in the right way and staying calm too. So, but it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
Craig, what was the secret of after Game 5? You know, poor display. You saw the fans were the outlash from the fans of being able to get to these guys and keep their spirits, you know, high after such an emotional, disappointing game.
I think it goes with what we talked about before playoffs. I mean, there's a lot of ups and downs, and that was a downer for sure. And it's turn the page, and you got to get focused for the next game. I mean, these guys know how to play good hockey. You know, it's not like they don't know how. And, you know, I think just getting that focus back, you know, you got to move on from a tough game, just like you got to move on from a good game, and you got to get focused again. And I think they've done a good job of it, you know, doing that and getting focused for the next one and just being more determined. If, you know, you know, like I use that word determination. I thought there was a lot of determination in Game 6. You know, that's on them. They did a good job of that. They brought the emotion, you know, they brought the emotion. We just got to work. We got to make sure we're working. Got to kind of work before skill, and then the skill can take over at some point.
Craig, Max Pacioretty's a player who's been phenomenal in elimination games throughout his career. Another big moment in Game 6.
Yeah.
After everything he's gone through this year, what have you learned about him as a player?
Yeah, he's. We talked about his injuries and how he's battled back from them. Came in here, kind of an up and down deal with injuries again this year and different things, but he stays with it, and he's got, you know, a lot of character, you know, and a guy that wants to, you know, help the team try to win. You know, that's really what he's here for, and he's done a real good job of it, and obviously got a huge goal last night for us.
Can momentum carry, or like what's the difficult
No,
balance
not
between
really.
momentum
No,
and
like I said, you got to reset, win or lose. You know, I think it's important to really reset and, you know, understand what you need to do. The process is very important. And so we just need to understand what we need to do in the Game 7 at home, like how we need to play that game and your mindset going into that game. That'll be important.
Happy anniversary. 1 year ago, you were hired by his Leafs coach.
Oh, yeah, nice. Nice. Didn't even know that.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
that's why I'm here.
All right. Good.
That's the reason. Just how much growth have you seen from day one to now in the group you've overseen?
A lot, like, to be honest with you, and it's probably not so much you guys see it like on the ice, but I see it internally with just how the leadership group has grown, and You know, I always talk about the buy-in, right? And a new change of a coach brings in a new system, a new identity, how we want to play, a culture. And I think our teams had great buy-in, and that's why it works. Be honest, if you got the buy-in, it's going to work, and they bought in.